I feel also sad that's not also a girl, because if I found out it was a girl, I feel like I would have felt that way about him not being a boy. Do you know what I mean? Like I would have.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
And so it was so nice to hear that. And I tell that to any girlfriend who's like dealing with that, like, oh, I just found out what I'm having. And I'm like, I feel awful, but like, I kind of feel a little sad. And I'm like, that's actually normal, because we've been imagining a life with this son or daughter for 2 or 3 months. And then one of those you have to let go of. Right. And it's like such a weird thing that no one talks about, because you're not allowed to talk about that. So like, I don't know if this is going to like make people upset with me for saying those things, but like, that's something you're taught you're not supposed to say anything about when you're pregnant, is like any sort of disappointment kind of at all.
But
we're
grateful. We know we're very lucky.
Yeah, we're super stoked. But anyway, we are so excited to have these 2 little kiddos. We're so excited to know that it's a boy and a girl, and our lives are going to change like crazy, which is why we've been trying to like jam pack fun trips into our lives while I can still walk around. Like we keep going to like beach trips and renting random Airbnbs. We have a bunch more fun stuff planned this summer. And let me tell you guys, if you're planning on going anywhere this summer, you should definitely be taking some Raycon earbuds with ya. It's time for our next sponsor. Lovey, did you hear me?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I had my Raycon earbud.
Oh, snap. He's using the Raycon earbuds. But truly, we've already gone to a few different like little beach houses and fun things like that this summer. And in doing that, I still have to edit because I vlog every single day or working on the podcast or whatever. And these have been such a lifesaver, you guys. So if you need to have your earbuds with you, whether that's, you're editing on vacation like me, because obviously that's common. Work or play. Or if you're just like going for a walk, you doing some exercising. That's not something I know anything about, but I know that people listen to things when they exercise.
I do.
A pair of Raycon wireless earbuds in your ears can make all the difference.
Sure can.
You get crisp, powerful beats at half the price of other premium audio brands. Raycons look great and they feel even better. They come in a range of cool colors and with customizable gel tips included for a comfortable in-ear fit.
Yeah, we're not going to mention the other brands, but if you don't like the hard crunchy one in your ear,
you like these are gushy softness.
A fitted gush in your ear.
Who doesn't love a fitted gush?
You might. Is that in the ad copy? Yeah. Fitted gush?
It's in every ad copy.
Okay.
And Raycons are built to go wherever you go with a quick and seamless Bluetooth pairing and a compact charging case. Erik was just putting his back into his compact,
pretty compact
charging case. Oh, yeah. These are super great. The 24-hour battery life is amazing for me because I edit way too many hours.
Way more than most.
It's super, super portable, super comfortable. And so when we're at a beach house in Santa Barbara, which we've been to a few times, and I actually have some surprise trips coming up for you, Lovey.
What?
That I can't even talk about on this podcast because you'll
barely get around the house.
Well, you don't need to get around the house to plan some fun trips where I can just sit around in another house.
That's true.
And while I sit around the house, I will be using these. They're great for listening to anything you want to listen to. And I use them for editing.
Podcasts, perhaps?
So listen up, everyone. Raycon's offering 15% off all their products for my listeners. And here's what you got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/relax. There you'll get 15% off your entire Raycon order. And it's such a good deal. You'll want to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/relax. Buy, BUYRAYCON.com/relax. Check it out.
Good job spelling, Lovey.
So guess what, love?
What?
I have something exciting to share with you.
I feel like you're being real.
What? What do you mean? Why do you feel like I'm being real? Am I usually fake?
No.
What does that mean?
No, it just
Am I usually plastic? What do you mean?
No, yeah. Yes, I guess. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, so we're a little panicked about having twins. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. But I was looking into this because I am a little stressed about the future of our lives and having twins. So I looked
Are you surprising me by checking me into some sort of asylum?
No, I found
That's what I need.
I know. I need it. I found this funny article that was called 17 Things Only Moms of Twins Will Understand. And I think that can apply to parents of twins because they're, usually parents, not just moms when it comes to twins.
Dads
sometimes. So I thought this would be fun to read and see how many things we relate to so far, even though we haven't had them yet. And I feel like the things we don't relate to yet will help us once we'll have a heads up on the things that we should be prepped for. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So
yes. Give me an education, please.
Only
on
twin
this.
moms understand these things.
Okay.
Number 1 says, if you walk out of the house with 2 babies, people will ask how they were conceived. That's very weird. They're saying that everyone is ridiculously interested in knowing if you had IVF. Like if it was
because
like
it's so common with that.
Yeah. So, but that's so awkward for me because I didn't. So like people are gonna be like, how did you conceive? I'm gonna be like, I was with my husband. I don't know how do I answer that? Like I just
which
had them.
or if it was some sort of like other like
because like it's obvious I didn't use any awesome, amazing, incredibly impressive science to make my twins. It just I dropped 2 eggs from my uterus.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing. So my we haven't seen my parents since the end of 2019 because of the pandemic, and they're out here now. We've been visiting. So we finally felt like it was a little bit safe enough, and we were talking to them last night. And I knew I was, but it was some breaking news here. I am a product of such miracle drugs because my parents desperately wanted more children and were told that they could not. You know what I mean? Without. And so I am a product of that, which is kind of crazy to be that.
You know what's cool is that like since I've gotten pregnant this time, I've gotten really because I'm having twins. A lot of stuff, my For You page and my things that listen to me on my phone, things come about twins. And because so many twins are from IVF,
right? I
get a lot of IVF information and like moms trying to get pregnant who are going through treatments. So I've learned so much about it in the last like few months. And so when your mom was talking about like the drugs she was on and the things she did, I knew all of it. Whereas like 6 months ago, I didn't know any of that information. Yeah, you knew
the exact drug.
I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, and I will say that I brought that up because my mother said then that she was terrified that it would be twins because they were going through that process. It wasn't. It was just super
you.
Superhuman me.
Yeah, it's funny. I follow all these moms on moms and moms to be on TikTok who are trying to get pregnant right now. Because I just love following IVF journeys. Like I think it's like I'm so inspired by them and because like I don't know, it's just like the hardest thing ever when you like desperately want to get pregnant and you keep getting disappointed. And so
we had a very limited experience,
so small, nothing like that,
nothing compared to, but like I can't imagine.
And so I just like I'm rooting I follow everyone I can find, and they talk about what they're taking every single day, and they show me their charts, and they did like all this. I know everything about it. They check all this stuff. And every day I'm like so eager to find out, like, did one of them get a positive test today? It's like, so, I don't know. I'm like obsessed with it now. I like those. If you are out there and you've ever gone through all that, like you are a superhero to me.
Wow. So when I'm
so when you take the babies out
for a stroll, people are going to be like,
you broken? I'm just kidding. No one's broken if they can't do that.
No, but like, how did that happen? Because like it is very rare naturally. Should we know the statistic of that? Like how,
I think it's
how many pregnancies are.
I think it's like 3 in 100. I think I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was like 3 or something and out of 100 pregnancies.
Yeah. So take it from us. That's definitive information.
That is definitely made up. That I think I read it somewhere. So that's not correct information. But what people do ask me when they find out I'm pregnant with twins is, are there twins in your family? Like immediately they're like, are there twins in your family? What? Like people are like, what the heck? And there are. Okay. The next one is your maternity clothing sizes started at full term. You know how with one baby, women get asked if they're due any day now when they get all big at the end of their pregnancies? Moms of twins practically get asked this question 5 days after conception, which reminds me we didn't do a bump check.
Oh. Bump check.
All right, love, you have to tell them what it looks like today.
Okay.
First of all, what are they covered in today? What are these twin babies covered in today?
They're covered in a gorgeous vintage black t-shirt. Our new Relax merch
Here she comes.
t-shirt. Here she comes.
This is the
Wow. Look
What
at
do you
that. We're seeing some top of it. We're seeing some bottom of
bow.
it.
Does it look like a bow?
There's like a pointy part
That's because my abs
in the
are
middle.
split.
I'm going to feel up. This is the belly button. We got an Audi, folks.
So, yeah,
That's new.
that's a fun fact, by the way, with pregnancy. Your abs split in half when you get pregnant. It's like the weirdest thing because they have to make room for babies. So they like split. It's so weird. I don't like it. But anyway, there's your bump check of the day. Fun stuff.
Bump check of the day. Bump check of the day.
Okay, I'm going to go to just the interesting ones on this little list here. But that one I do relate to. People already are like, whoa, you're huge. And I'm like, yes, thank you.
Yeah. And it's like normally like you see a difference almost every day.
Yeah, truly.
When we get up in the morning.
Yeah, it's like
Whoa.
every day we're like, holy smokes, this is.
And before my experience with any pregnancy, if I were to see you now, I would assume you were 9 months pregnant.
All right. One of these things
What
is,
else you got?
you know that only you, moms of other multiples, and people binge watching Orange is the New Black truly understand the meaning of the word tired. Why binge watching Orange is the New Black?
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I've never binge watched that show. Is that
I
why
binge
don't
watched
get it?
season 1. People talk about how exhausting it is but like to compare binge watching a TV show to being a new mom is like not the move, you know? People talk about how exhausting it is to be a mother of a newborn. We'll try doubling that. Now those late night feedings and diaper changes take an hour and a half, and those babies are going to be hungry again in another 45 minutes. Welcome to hell. Everyone's super sleepy here. Jeez Louise, the negativity, but
That's funny. Yeah, that's what a lot of, since I've told friends, people that were having twins, they've all immediately responded, welcome to hell. I don't understand
that.
I didn't need to hear that. I need
I know, that was so rude.
well, I think that, am I not already there?
No.
Well, I'm already so tired from
it does
Flynn and
more.
the uptick in Flynn management since you've been going through this thing, that like the idea of being more, I feel almost like you've like I wonder if it'll like almost be easier once they're here. As crazy as that sounds, because like I feel like you've been sidelined a bit, like we're on a sports team and you have been injured and you can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have to play because Flynn doesn't count as one person. Like Flynn is like
100.
He's like me versus 100 people, in an amazing, exciting, energetic way.
I think it is. I think you're exactly right. But like, here's what happened with Flynn. Like when Flynn was born, everyone was like, you are never going to sleep again. You're going to be so tired. Get your sleeping now. That's the worst thing to say to a pregnant woman, by the way, or very pregnant woman. Was like, make sure you're getting rested now because you're not going to sleep when the baby comes. Like, no, pregnant people don't sleep. Like we can't sleep. So like, that's so annoying. Don't say that. But like, I remember I was so miserable, so depressed, so much in pain. And then when Flynn came, it was very hard. Having a newborn is very hard. He had colic. It was very, very hard. But for me, was 100 times easier than being pregnant. And I remember at one point he was a few weeks old and we were talking about how hard it was. And I was like, but this is way easier than being pregnant. And you were like, what? No, it is not. This is way harder.
I think that maybe that's like a blessing in disguise, is that like since pregnancies for you are so hard,
that like once the baby comes, I'm like, this is cake.
That then that it's like it takes a little bit of the edge off when you're then
we'll
continuing to not sleep.
2 of them. I think the hardest part is going to be having a toddler with babies. Like I think that will be harder than dealing with babies. Is like
he'll be almost 3. He's such an empath, and he's such like he wants to help, and he doesn't want to disappoint. Like I think
he's going to be awesome.
That there will naturally be a bunch of like attention driven issues, but at the same time, I think he will be an ally.
Yeah, I hope so.
In this hell.
It's not hell. Here's the next one. Once you figure out how to baby wear twins, you'll feel like Superwoman. I feel like that's very true.
Baby what?
Baby wear. You know when you wear a baby? Like with the wraps and things. Like remember when you wore Flynn the first time? You're like, I'm not using my hands and I'm holding this baby against my chest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess like that makes me feel like
you're gonna be. It's gonna feel really cool. You're gonna like. It's like a cooler accessory when it's 2 of them.
I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of fun things. But this one's interesting. Doorways are the archways of the devil. After you get 2 car seats out of the car, haul them over to a doorway, set one down, open the door, put that baby inside out, walk back out, pick up the other baby, and then carry that one through the door. You'll never take walking through a doorway for granted again. And why don't all stores have automatic doors? What are we, animals?
So what are these people? They're